Hello there. Well, I just went out for a run in the rain. There is nothing. Can't tell this is damp. I had a hat on, so that helped, but there is nothing like a run in the drizzling rain. We don't get soft drizzle here very often, but boy, if you want to get a clear head, go running 2 miles in the rain. Today on The Crazy Picker Life with Wheeler, Dealer, and Banana Peeler. Welcome, fellow pickers and would-be rain adventurers. Dealer here with the Crazy Picker Life Wednesday edition. No, I'm not taking you running in the rain. I'm not going to even talk about it. So, what are we doing today? Well, it's a turn the corner day for me, mainly because I bought a bunch of stuff and I've been working on keeping up with orders. I've been working on getting the rest of my players in the business here going. I've been backpedaling from a holiday weekend, and I'm getting all my stuff stowed away. I did some listing this morning. I listed 11 items this morning. I got up at 6 a.m. for the third time this week. Monday was 7. Yesterday was 6. Today was 6. Let's be clear, right? Don't wanna misrepresent. Got some orders packed, mostly banana peeler. I think we have 11 orders and one cube thing going out to Australia from Wheeler to one of his Rubik's Cube contacts. So relatively slow day on the orders. Understandable. No sales running after a holiday weekend. Take what you get, you know. Yesterday, big day. Today, so-so. Who knows what till tomorrow will bring. Okay, so I am open to constructive criticism. I don't like certain comments. Certainly trolls and certain comments irk me. And then typically I just, ignore those. Or if they're bad enough, that's that. But the point is, I got a comment yesterday. It was a good comment. When I got it, I was like, oh boy, really hitting me where it hurts. So I like old radio control stuff. If you saw yesterday's episode, I showed off this Porsche radio control car, and I noticed, if you watched it closely, I said, hey, it's a Safari. And the way that type was on the box, I didn't even ever notice it until I actually filmed it. And so when I looked that thing up, I wasn't able to find too much originally when I did some pricing on it. And once I looked it up with Safari, I realized it's more common than I thought. It's still not common, but it's more common and whatever. So it is vintage, it is cool. However, it is not Tamiya. It is not some of the cool Baja Bug type things. It's not some of the other collectible stuff out there. It's okay, but it's probably going to go for $20, $30 plus some shipping, unless I wait it out. Because I will give you this hint, on certain items when there's only a couple listed and there's only a couple sold, there are big peaks and valleys. So there will come a time, whether it's the beginning of summer and people want radio controlled stuff, whether it's the beginning of winter and they want projects to work on, whether they see one on TV, whether 6 friends decide to buy them all at once, whatever the thing is, there is a time where those 2 or 3 that are for sale will disappear. And if you are the last one there, it's not name your own price, but you might get double because somebody's got to have it. 20 bucks to somebody, 40 bucks to another, 60 bucks to another. It's all relative. Not everybody will pass on it just because it's higher priced. So I may decide to still pursue 40, 50 bucks plus shipping and just be a holdout on it, especially since I don't really have a lot of money in it and I'm not going to get a lot out of it, blah, blah, blah. So when you buy vintage oddball items, you can wait for the right buyer to come along if you want. Now, is that unethical? No, it's not unethical. Everything is not a commodity. Here's what it is. You want that car when you want it. If there ain't no other ones available and I got it, guess what? It's ethical for me to sell that to you for whatever I want. As long as you buy it. You made a choice. Am I twisting your arm? No. Did I got you in a headlock? No. Do I have a gun to your head? No. Do I have my hand in your wallet? No. Now, if I tried to get $300 from somebody and made a big deal on how it was the crown jewel of the world and it was gold plated, and when you get it home you're going to find out it's worth $1 million, then I'm misrepresenting it. But if I represent it for what it is, I have a high price on it, and somebody wants it at that time and pulls out their wallet, that's it. That's ethical. Now, does that happen for every item I have? Does that happen all the time? No. But I do sell a lot of unique items, and I do try to get reasonable money for many of them, and I have to sit and wait. So my thing is I have to sit and wait. All right, rant over. Oh, clear thinking, but definitely rantable right now. What else is going on? All right, it's time to reveal some things. So we went to the flea market. I've been talking up unknown items, right? Let me show you some of the things that I stumbled on. So, Canon scanner. And everybody's thinking, scanners, they're all junk. Well, no. People still want scanners. And a lot of times they're using one and their scanner goes bad, and they don't find new ones out there. They don't want to get a whole new fax machine. They don't want anything but what they had. And so even though this goes back a few years, they just want a plug and play new replacement. They don't want somebody else's problem. And so this says Windows Vista on it. Canon Scan LIDE 600F. You can get used ones on Amazon for 20 bucks. New ones start at about 200. This is new in there. So that could be good. Now, will I get $200-300 bucks for it? I don't know. I want to price it so that it moves at some point. So I'll have to weigh my options. Now, listing Canon on Amazon appears to be okay. I'm going to show you some HP printers in a moment that I don't believe you can list on Amazon unless you're authorized. There are some ways around it. I'm not going to get into that totally, but that may have to go on eBay. This may have to go on eBay. If you can't list something on Amazon and get a premium, you may not get the same amount on eBay. So when I throw money out here, tread lightly. But I'll tell you what I paid for all these when I'm done. I'm full disclosure. I hope to do well on all these things. It remains to be seen. So as you watch my videos and as I sell these over the next weeks and months, then that'll be the proof in the pudding, okay? Some of you know are going to know here what I have is gold. And I feel like what I have here is gold. So will you stumble on this all the time? I don't think so. Here's a Canon Pixma IP1600 photo printer, new in box. Look that up. New in box, goes for pretty good on Amazon. I don't remember because I looked up a bunch of these. I think this is $100-ish, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Here's an unknown. Wheeler loves these old accelerator graphics cards, chips. This one appears to be new in there. It's a mixed bag. I've had some bad experiences with old computer cards and chips. We've also had a few good experiences. So whatever. Not even going to put a dollar figure on that. We didn't pay anything for it. This is a Logitech Z10 Interactive 2.0 speaker system. There's the scan thing. Look that up on Amazon. It's new in box, sealed. The two used ones I think that are on there I'm getting a little confused, but I believe the used ones were at 180 and 200, and that's new. Don't ask me why. We didn't pay a lot for that. Thrown in there. Here's another. This is a Canon Pixma MG2922. This one is not worth as much. It is brand new in the box. I don't know, $40, $50, $60, $70. I can't remember. This one, if I can sell it on Amazon, which it looks like I can, is new in the box. This is a photo printer getting more towards the pro end of things. Pixma IP6700D. Was sold at CompUSA back in 2007. It doesn't matter. Somebody wants to plug and play this thing. New on Amazon, these are listed at 300 plus. New in box. Here's another one. Goes back a couple models. Pixma Pro 9000. It's a little harder to look this one up. There are only used ones available on Amazon, and they are at $200 used. This one is also new and sealed. Okay, so I'm thinking, I mean, here's my opinion. Obviously, I am in the moment and excited, but realistically, I think 300 plus maybe a little shipping. 300 plus some shipping. I think that one's 50. I think that's 200. I think that's 100. And I think that's 150. Okay? I may list them more and ride them for a little while and see if we can get a year-end purchase by somebody. I'll give you another hint, and it's more of a hunch than truth, but I think I'm right because I've bought and sold these kind of printers before, the ones that are 5-6 years old. Some people, they just want to plug and play. They got an old one, they don't want to learn a new one, they got a shop or whatever, a business set up, they don't want a distraction. Bam, I just want to order what I had, I'm back in business. I'm leaving town, I'm busy, I got a family, blah, 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 blah. Is everybody like that? No, a lot of people spend the time to upgrade, but some people who are busy, that's what they do. They do that for 20 years until they change over. That's what some weird film people have done. They forgot to change over to digital. So anyway, my other hunch though is some people are so in love with, let's say this, they swear by it, that they stockpile a couple of these. And when they use one up, they start to search for another. They want to use these things until they die. And so they will buy new ones to stockpile because they don't want the disruption. They love what it does. One day they will be left behind in the technology, but they don't see that, or they don't see that yet. Okay, next. A Brother laser printer, HL207ON, new in box. Has a little box damage, but everything's new in there. That's a pretty good one. I think that's a couple $100 or more. Brother's a pretty good name. Now, where I can sell it, I don't know. I did not look that up if I can sell it on Amazon or not. So that may squash it a little bit, but that's a good one. Then you got, this is both a problem and an opportunity. I have an HP Color LaserJet 3600N. Those are heavy. That's a big freaking box. So is that one. That's the 2605DN. And this box is a little water damaged. That's a 2600 whatever. I think these bottom two are the same. Now all these have a little water damage. I've looked at them fairly closely. I will have to look at them a little bit more. They all typically are sealed in plastic inside, and they all typically don't have anything there that's going to be affected by a ½ inch of water, and the box just got wet. The box is not like, if here's the water line, if it sucked up that much water, it wasn't much. Usually boxes, if they're really wet, will suck the water all the way up. That one, that might be the side that was down. So I'm convinced that these are new other, and I'm also pretty sure I can't sell them directly on Amazon, and I know they go for a lot less on eBay. I have a few tricks up my sleeve, but this one I believe is listed on Amazon for over $1,000, and these are listed on Amazon for about $1,000. Now that was Wheeler looking them up, so I cannot be 100% certain. What I can be certain is what I paid for them. I paid 100, 100, 100. Okay, so if I can get 200 plus shipping for them, I'm doing all right. I'm going to do better than that, I have a feeling. I may do a lot better than that, I have a feeling. It would be really nice to do, like, let's say 250, 300, 250, 300, 250, 300 plus shipping. I'm convinced I can do that or better. We'll see. That was bundled with everything else here except this. This I paid 125 bucks for. That was our first purchase, 125 bucks. That should sell for 300 plus. That laser printer bundled with this, with this, with this. Actually, I bought that separate for 20 bucks from somebody else. Take that out. Okay, let's do that again. I don't know if this makes any good video or not. The Brother laser printer bundled with this, with the speakers, with this, with this, with this, and that other photo equipment from the other day, the film loader and the tank wobbler and some other things, like 3 or 4 other miscellaneous things. I can't think of anything else that I can show you offhand, but we had a couple other miscellaneous things in there. That was $300. So all told, for all these, minus that one, they all came from one vendor who I've bought from over and over and over and over and over and over the years, that happens to have good stuff and I have a good relationship. Minus this one, all those, that one, and this whole mountain, I paid $7.25, which is a lot of money, right? That's a lot of money. You want to make a lot of money, you might have to spend a lot of money, but here's the thing. The moment we stumbled on this guy first in the morning, 8:30 a.m., 8 a.m., somewhere in there, and the moment I saw him, I knew I wanted to look at his stuff. We happened to stumble on him first in the morning, and he was unloading his truck. He was about a quarter of the way unloading, and we started to look. As soon as I saw these printers, I knew from experience that I needed to get on these, and I bought most of them in the first 15 minutes he was really open, and after that we came back an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and bought these 3 big ones that he took out of his truck. And they were not as appealing to most people because they were huge. Usually people think that doesn't mean money. They're high capacity, they're color laser printers, and they had box damage. So I was his guy. What's that line? I'm your Huckleberry. and then he shoots and takes on about 5 people. That's like a Wyatt Earp quote, right? At least Hollywood Wyatt Earp. I'm actually out here in the near west where Wyatt Earp used to flop around, and you know, the Hollywood story's a little more advanced than the real story, but I think the guy did some pretty cool things. So I'm your Huckleberry. All right, so chime in if you like this stuff. If you don't like this stuff, who knows, right? The proof will be in the pudding. Part of me wants to wake up from my dream, and part of me wants to make a couple grand here. So we'll see how it goes, right? Couple grand. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 good pieces. Couple hundred on each. Getting close. I like that. I like that a lot. Now, do I stumble on that stuff all the time? If I'm out there, I stumble on a lot of it, I'll tell you that. And it's because I'm ready to pull the trigger if I see the right stuff. Typically, I get one of these printers at a time, and typically I get one of these printers every 6 months, maybe one a year. When I stumble on 6 or 7 or 8 of them, damn right I'm going to buy them if I got the money in my pocket. And that, you know, comes to the point of you better have the money in your pocket if you want to capitalize on something like this when it comes around. If I spent time going to the cash machine or whatever, didn't have it with me, guess what? I wouldn't have come home with these. And I'll tell you the other funky thing. Try to fit these in a van when you're on vacation with 8 people. That was a thrill too. Thrill for my wife. Oh, poor Lon. We got her in there. We were loaded. Don't take me to a flea market on vacation. Okay, we've all been there that are in the picking game. So, what else is today? Well, I got 11 items listed this morning. I need to do some more listing. I'm going to bed early this week, so, you know, that's why I got an early start. I'm finally able to get this stuff out of the way and maybe even start listing these things. I've got some other stuff that's ahead of these. These will be listed over the next few days or next week or so. They'll be listed soon. I want to get them started. Probably take the ones I can fit. I can't even get those big ones into my back room. They're too big. I barely got them in here, so I don't know where I'm going to go with them. My doorways aren't they're big enough, but I got other stuff in the way. Like this hallway is too narrow. This is narrow. The other way is narrow. Someday I'm going to solve that problem. I don't know if I'll get more items out for Kate today. I hope so, because I've listed almost everything that I had up there for her. I need to get her started again. So it's a whirlwind. My life is a whirlwind. Does it make you sick? It makes me sick because I'm lightheaded because of my stupid I mean my wonderful vegetable cleanse, liver cleanse. Oh, it's so wonderful. I feel so clear-headed and lightheaded. Woo, I'm cleansing. Happy New Year. Okay, so hot potatoes. Got a couple more orders here. Do questions. Produce results. Well, I buckled down on hot potatoes today, and I got a few back from Wheeler that's stuck in his office for a while. But these two were both answered today. One turns out to be a $45 order, and the other a $37 plus order going to plus shipping to Thailand. So maybe some of these other ones will turn out too. Hot potato. Okay, we I think ended up with 14 going out today. Okay, we got a wet day here, and Samuel, who just had a birthday. In fact, his actual birthday is today. How old are you, Sam?
8.
We're gonna have to get. Are you not sitting in this? You're not sitting in your seat, are you?
No.
In Kansas, you get to chuck your special seat when you're 8, and so we got to do that in the van today. And he's not sitting in it here, so that's exciting. I'm not sure if we've had him sit in the Jeep with it for a while, but okay, so I gotta talk to the assistant postmaster today and try to get some back office tracking on a couple of things. Interesting package went to Brazil, and on our side it shows that they tried to deliver it a while back, a few weeks back, and then nothing. And this person contacts me and says on my side in Brazil it shows on the tracking information, it shows package stolen. Good grief. So sure enough, I go on to the Brazil website. It's, I don't know if it's USPS, I think it's whatever they use in Brazil, and USPS must contract them. And sure enough, you go on that site and put in the tracking number, and it's all in Brazilian or whatever. and you do a Google Translate, and sure enough, stolen. So on my side it says attempted delivery and then nothing more after that for, you know, 3 weeks. And on their side, I guess they're a little more honest. Did I bring that up yesterday? I don't know, but I'm trying to get down to the bottom of it, see if I can get a claim on it or whatever. Global shipping sure is starting to look better. One of these days, I keep telling myself, one of these days, we do a lot of international shipping, and percentage-wise, we don't have that many problems. But you know, you chase around a little bit with it, and it starts to suck your time. So the other thing I'm doing today is I'm going to go buy a nice quality axe. And I've been trying to upgrade my hand tools. I've got some pretty good power tools and pretty good quality electric tools, but I've been trying to upgrade my hand tools just because I think it's a good idea. And so we've got another tree to take out, and I think we're gonna use an axe on it instead of a saw, because it's big enough around. And I don't have a good chainsaw, and I usually just have other people do my work, but we are clearing a path so this dude can drive his truck in when he finally gets some time and comes out this fall to take down some of our big trees. And I just, rather than have him take care of the little trees too, I just decided I'd have that cleared out for him, and the boys get involved in a little tree work and get a little experience, and I save a few bucks, I guess. I mean, I'm pretty involved time-wise, but anyway, we're gonna get a nice quality hand tool axe and see what we can do with it. Well, there's my axe. Orscheln's here. Orscheln's Farm and Home is pretty good about having some choices from Chinese-made stuff. They didn't have a USA-made axe, though. They didn't really have any high-quality ones. This one's maybe a US brand, made in Mexico. So, not too expensive fiberglass handle, but I guess that's what you can do. The wood handle one was cheaply looking and only 10 bucks more, so I just went with the cheapest one since they didn't have a good one, quality one. Maybe I'll keep my eye out. Pick well, list often, pick well, list often, pick well, list often, woo! Pick well, list often. Okay, I gotta move things around, so rather than just move things around, I'm starting to list them. Then I'm gonna move a few things around. I gotta get these mannequin heads and accessories listed. Gonna do that. Okay, so I'm winding up my time on the show today. I am going to do some listing tonight. I've got school to do with the kids tonight. I'm going to Betty Buy early and relaxing, trying to stay alive. But I did go and get a few items for Kate to picture to get that going. So I keep the, you know, the project going. I had to move my dummy heads and take pictures of those so I can list them tonight, so I can move this stuff here so that she can get into the tent over there. It's like this Jenga game. So I'm gonna have her list the Sony media. I can put that on my camera site. I've got a Minolta case, I think that will go. I got a chance to look that film bulk loader up. That's pretty good. That's gonna be 50-60 bucks. Seems to work just fine. This thing I plugged in, this roller, probably 50 bucks plus shipping. So those things all turned out good. Let's see what else. A reminder that we are going to attempt to do a question and answer session, Wheeler and I, on Friday or Saturday night, to be released after that, shortly after that. See if I can push Wheeler to do that. So, what else? I'm going to talk about mentors sometime. I think I've talked about this briefly sometime in the past few years. want to talk about mentors a little bit. Maybe next week's discussion on a Friday discussion coming up sometime. I'll talk about mentors. If you've got any other topics you want me to talk about on a Friday type discussion, maybe you can put those in the comments. Appreciate you watching. Hope the shows are entertaining and informational. Keep going, dealer. Only 20, 50, 75 more years till retirement. Pick well, list often. Dealers out. Hey, Wheeler. Dealer production.